Hello, Marines and Spartans. My name is Marineman, and I am welcoming you from the abyss of my dark room to give you basically my farewell video to my house. I wanted to do a more documentary sense of a video. I just won't have that chance, unfortunately, and I guess that's okay. So, what I was going to do is take you through each of the rooms that I've lived in and talk about a couple memories that I had in each specific room. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to talk about those memories, but just sitting here. Just like a normal update video, I guess. But like, this is more sentimental than the normal update video. I think what I have to go back to is like back in this room. I've been in this room since early childhood. Shared it with my brother for a moment of time back when I was younger. I also, during like several points in middle school and high school, I went into the other room with the multi-dimensional elevator, and I also went to the basement, which is my least favorite room to be in because it was literally just a mini hallway type room and I hated it. I had a whole love couch in there, and it was just awful. There was a bed, a love couch, and I didn't like the setup at all. It was terrible. So now in this room, this is where What the Fuck Marine started. Back in that first video, I think 2015 or so, or 2016, I was going through a lot of tough times. High school, I was battling a terrible obsessive addiction problem, and I needed some way to get myself a different thing to do on YouTube, because back then I was just doing Let's Plays and music, and when I was doing my music, it was very early on, and I was going for a shock value for most of the time, and I wouldn't make the music back then now. And I think when I sat down and did the first What the Fuck Marine, I knew that I wanted it to be a certain way. So I knew an idea what to say, but I didn't script anything out. I was really afraid of scripts for the longest time until the Black Ops 4 Zombies review. And I think it's kind of silly looking back at that now, because like I'm okay with writing scripts now, doing a whole production and everything, but like back then that was so out of my stuff. Like that was so alien to me to write scripts and stuff, and like I didn't have the creativity as I did back then because I was so focused on other things in high school which shouldn't take up as much attention as they did. So I think when I eventually did move in to the other room, that's where like the stuff in high school really went down. So taking breaks from What the Fuck Marine and going through and just, I remember just being at rock bottom. That room, I remember coming home one night and it was a rough day of school. I remember coming into my room and just laying on the floor sobbing, just absolutely sobbing. I didn't even bother to close the door. I fell asleep sobbing on the floor. Mom came up, told me it was dinner time, and like that's the thing. Like I always kept my entirety of my personal problems to myself back then. Always just told it to my therapist or my case manager at the time. And I was so hard-headed because my issues with all of that in high school, like they were my own fault. It wasn't because I had stuff like in my DNA, in my genes, because like my parents, they were drug addicts, and then those tendencies, those addictions got passed down to me. And when I got a little bit older, I had addictive patterns as well. And I remember getting up every day, like 5 o'clock even, to get the bus at 6, so the bus can get there at like 6:37. I had this down to a point so I can be on the bus and be next to the person I wanted to be next to. And I would come home, and that was the only thing I would think about. Be like, I gotta do this tomorrow, but now I work on YouTube. Or I do this tomorrow, but now I do this. It was like I was fighting back and forth for my mental stability within this house, thinking about someone that didn't frankly want to be anywhere around me. And like, I don't like it, that's a whole nother topic for another day. But just the memories that I had in that room with that situation. I remember making an actual video in that room stating like my final words, because I was self-destructing, and the day I was planning to do it was the day after I posted that video, and no one caught it when I uploaded it, but I took it down like the week after I came out of the hospital. But like, if I were to do that now, that shit would get shot down because the TOS on YouTube, that didn't exist back then. So here I am in the hospital wanting to get back home, and I have this video stating, hey, if you're seeing this, I'm seppuku'd. Like, and it was crazy. It was a crazy time, and I'm glad that I got through it. I'm glad that I was able to return home, because like all throughout my time in this house, it's always felt like home. And whatever vacations we went on, Gatlinburg, Myrtle Beach, Florida, even this past year, this place has always felt like home. And I wouldn't want it any other way at all. We always eat together as a family. And I think that's kind of alien to most people, that not everyone eats together as a family. I know, like, when I mention this to other people, like, they're like, we don't do that. Why do you do that? It's so weird. It's so strange. And, like, they like, people always get irritated, like, oh, Tony has to go eat at 5 o'clock. And I think it's a very important thing to sit down and eat with your family. I mean, we do it every day at 5 o'clock. And, you know, we bond together. And I think many of my favorite memories that are more personable were around the kitchen table having dinner. And even like during dinner, my mom, grandma, my aunt would reminisce on older memories many a times. I can't count on my fucking 2 hands how many times that has happened, where we would go down memory lane throughout family history during dinner time. So like, I think another thing is that our backyard is like an animal graveyard. Like, we had so many pets throughout the entirety span of living here. I know I had a few pets from like my early childhood. I think there was one named Nikki. I can't remember one else. One other dog literally bit its tail off trying to chase it, and like it died because it wouldn't stop chasing its tail, and we couldn't get it to stop. Like, we tried a cone and everything, it just kept doing it. Like, it was like having pets was like the main thing making the house feel like a house. Now we have pets now. We have a lab and a Shih Tzu Yorkie mix. So we have 2 pets here, and one of them can't really roam around because the house is really small and grandma has to get around. But when we move to the new house, Max, the little one, can actually roam around and be down in the basement and actually be around because grandma won't be on the same floor. And that's awesome. That is so awesome. And not to mention, I don't know if anyone remembers Bella. Like, Bella is like my sister's dog, and Bella was in the How to Make a Music album, I think. And like my thing for Bella was she's gonna be like my Jocks, like from JonTron, like my robot animal pet that would talk to me. And like I had to give Bella to my sister because it is her dog and she was able to now take care of her. And yeah, we also had another dog named Daisy, but Nina took her as well. So yeah, like it was, pets make the house living experience like just that much better. And I another thing I will always remember that I did, going back to the school thing, another thing I will always remember for whatever reason I did was I would go run down the alley home from school. And I don't mean like from elementary, like I mean like this is from freshman to senior year. When I got off that bus, I sprinted home. Don't know why I did it. People thought I was fucking crazy for doing it, but I just sprinted home. And I was always that kid that ran home. Like that's Tony. Like that's so funny that I did that all the time. And I always remember going down the alley and going through all the trees, and like the trees will arc over the alley. I always remember getting past like that tree line and just seeing the iconic of my house. Like I don't know if I can show a picture of my house, but like the way the house looks, it's just iconic. There's reasons why I've made it in custom Black Ops 3 Zombies, Halo 5, and Halo Infinite, because I just think it's just such an iconic looking house. The layout is perfect for a multiplayer zombies map, and I always thought about it that way, and I always thought, man, wouldn't it be cool if like somebody's house, like my house, was a zombies map? So I made it in Call of Duty Zombies back in the day, and that was so much fun to do, and just to cement my house in like Halo or Zombies history as a map. Like it was cool. But I guess it's comes to the time where we have to say goodbye. I know I made a whole song about this idea of like leaving the house, and no matter what, it will be always my first home. I remember going to college and having dreams that the house would burn down or a tornado would take it out. And I remember like in those dreams I would come home and the house is gone, but I would always pull out that trusty keyblade and use its powers to resurrect my house some way. I had more than a handful of those type of dreams at college, not to mention the actual school dreams that I have to this day, and all of the trauma dreams that I have. I think it's just so surreal being like, okay, like I don't know if you notice, like the Rainbow Dash is gone, the Creativa poster is gone, the Selena Gomez and Rainbow Dash posters are gone, the Water Rift 3 poster is gone. Like I stripped the walls of this place, and like they're in bins, and like the room feels so fucking empty, and it's just so sad. And that's how the entire house is. It's just the walls are barren, and it's starting not to feel like home for some reason. And I think that's a good thing, because we are making a new place our home. And although it's kind of scary, it's kind of exciting too. We're gonna have a bigger space to play around. We're not gonna be stuck in a car-sized room anymore. That's the biggest thing. Like, holy fuck, that's gonna be awesome. But like, I cannot tell you how many trauma dreams I have of waking up, or no, having dreams about that add-ons being built onto the house, or finding a new house and moving in and waking up just to find out it's all fake. It was all fake. I had so many of those type of dreams. So fucking many. And I'm glad that this is actually finally happening Monday. And that's crazy. I don't know how hard it's gonna be to move everything. I know it's gonna be really difficult, but I'm down for it. I'm down for the challenge to improve all of our families' lives. So yeah, I think that's about it. I don't know when this video is gonna get uploaded. Probably not tonight, but maybe sometime tomorrow. So yep, I'll see you, Marines and Spartans, on the next mission. Marineman out, and may your heart be a guiding key. Alright, see ya guys.